Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. And yesterday, OnePlus announced their brand new 10T 5G smartphone. And unfortunately, there was a mix up with FedEx, and I got it a little bit late, so thank you for being here checking out this video. I've got the OnePlus 10T 5G right here. Now, this phone is very intriguing. It has a $649 price point, which is fairly competitive. It's definitely not priced as a flagship device, and it includes features like crazy fast charging. It has a charging brick inside at 125 watts of charging, which is super fast. You've got a 120 hertz AMOLED display. You have the latest Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, so it's the latest flagship processor you can get right now in a device. Now, interestingly enough, OnePlus has gone a different direction in terms of the design, in terms of that alert slider that is pretty unique to OnePlus devices, to put it on mute, to put it on vibrate, just a ringer switch that a lot of you have enjoyed using, including myself. So we will unbox the OnePlus 10T, take a quick look what comes inside, and then of course get some hands-on with this new phone from OnePlus. Let's get started. Here's the box that OnePlus sent over. Opening it up, inside we get our OnePlus 10T 5G. There is the actual phone box. We're gonna set that to the side for just a second because it looks like they sent some extras right down here. Opening this up, there we go. Just a couple cases, really cool, just to check out. We will open these up and put them on the phone later on in the video. Onto the 10T with OnePlus's iconic red coloring on the box. Let's open it up, see what is inside. First of all, we do get an adapter up at the top, which is USB Type-C male to USB Type-A female. Nice that that's included for transferring and whatever reason you need it for. Safety information, quick start guide, a welcome note, never settle, and a SIM ejection tool right here, plus OnePlus stickers in black and red. A quick look at the welcome note, opening that up there. That is if you have any interest in pausing to read it. Continuing through is our OnePlus 10T. We're going to set that to the side for just a second because there is more to look at in the box. Now, here we go. Not only just a charging cable, which is their signature coloring, that red and white, USB Type-C to USB Type-C for charging. However, they actually include the charging brick. And this isn't just any standard charging brick. This charging brick uses USB Type-C. It's a little bit larger than a standard one, but that is for good reason because of the speed capabilities that this has. Now, up at the top, you'll see 160 watts charging, which is crazy fast from OnePlus's charging brick. Now, in North America, you will get up to 125 watts of charging, and in other regions of the world, you could get all the way up to 150 watts. But even at that 125 watts of charging that you can get in North America, you can go from 0 to 100%, and I think just over 20 minutes, which is crazy fast. So definitely a highlight of this device, being able to charge so quickly. Now keep in mind there is not any wireless charging capabilities built into this phone. And on to the OnePlus 10T, taking it out of the wrapper. Let's peel this sticker off very quickly. A really neat texture right away that I'm noticing. Just feels kind of a, I want to say softer touch. We'll get a closer look at that in just a second. We're going to boot up the device and take a closer look at this hardware on the OnePlus 10T. At the bottom, SIM card slot, microphone, USB Type-C port, one of our speakers. Moving along. On the right side is where that power button is held. Notice that camera bump is fairly minimal overall. Up towards the top, we have another microphone, and then moving along on the left side is where those volume rockers are housed. And if you look closely, you know what isn't on the left side of the device is that signature alert slider that OnePlus has always included. A little bit different. I know a lot of people did like having that. It definitely set their devices apart. It was a unique thing that I really liked. So in my opinion, it's a bit of a bummer that they don't have it. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Along the back is a look at that texture, a little smoother if you go up and down, and you'll notice if you go left and right, you can feel just a little bit more. Also looks really neat depending on how the light hits it. You have your OnePlus logo right there and our cameras right here. So it's a triple camera system. Our main wide angle sensor is a 50 megapixel lens. You have an ultra wide angle lens at 8 megapixels and then a macro lens at 2 megapixel, which the macro lens historically hasn't really been that great of an addition to a camera system, but excited to try out that 50 megapixel wide angle sensor. Hello, our phone's all booted up. Let's get started. I'm going to run through the startup process and only talk about anything that is noteworthy. You do get a few options to unlock your device: face unlock and fingerprint, or just a standard password. I want to make note, while holding the phone, it's fairly comfortable for me to just kind of rest my pointer finger underneath that camera bump since it sort of ramps up. Just something I'm noticing. It's not really sharp, doesn't really poke into my pointer finger. Also, when I was typing, the vibration motor had some nice feedback. Now we are going to set up that fingerprint scanner. Setting our thumb down, lifting it up, a little bit of vibration feedback. Now this fingerprint scanner is a little bit lower than some other devices I have used recently, but like all other devices, it's pretty easy to just build that muscle memory up once you get a new phone to find that place. And I find with just about every phone, I've been able to unlock it without looking once I hold my phone comfortably. I am actually looking through, I'm struggling here, I'm looking through my camera. I should probably take a look down, slow down a bit, keep your finger on the sensor till you feel a vibration. I don't know why. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, we are all set up, ready to go. Continuing on, we have font and display size, a couple different options here: Roboto or OnePlus Sans. I prefer Roboto, which is the standard Android font. You can also change the font size and display size right here if you want it a little bit larger. I'm fine with the standard at the moment. Now, navigation gestures, back, home, and recents. Navigation gestures for me. Setup is all complete. We're now on the home screen of that OnePlus 10T. I also wanted to make a quick note before we dive into it that there is a pre-installed screen protector on this 10T. So nice that OnePlus has included that. I also can tell that it has a higher refresh rate right out of the box. This looks very smooth. So let's double check that. Display and brightness. Scrolling down, screen refresh rate is at high, so all the way up to 120 hertz. You can bump it down to standard, 60 hertz to conserve battery. So it's up to you if you want to save a little bit of battery life or get that smooth animation. Nice that it is enabled out of the box. A lot of companies make you go in and actually enable it. And speaking of that display, not only is this 120 hertz, this is a 6.7 inch fluid AMOLED display at 1080p. And it is a flat display, so you don't get any curve out of the sides, which I know a lot of people do like. It's just a matter of personal opinion if you want the sides to curve or not, but the 10T has a completely flat display. Jumping into the camera application, let's just snap a couple quick pictures. Seems to be very snappy overall. Let's switch to that ultra wide angle lens. All right, and then all the way up, it does have 2x zoom right there. This is digital zoom. There is no telephoto lens. But again, you can get macro shots with a macro lens. They do have a night mode, video, photo, and if you go to more, they have, there's that macro that I was talking about, but a pro mode, which is always really nice to have to truly customize your shot. Let's test out that in-display fingerprint scanner, just setting our thumb down, and it unlocked right away. Seems to be very quick. It gives me a little bit of a vibration feedback. There is, as you can see, an always on display right there. Still shows you a little bit of an icon of where to rest your thumb down. So it seems to be very quick and accurate. A quick look at the apps that are installed on this device. Not too many whatsoever. Also want to make note that if you swipe down from the upper right-hand corner, it will bring up the OnePlus shelf with shortcuts, information about your device. Looks like a Spotify shortcut, data on weather. But if you swipe anywhere over on the left 3/4 of the top, or even if you're just on your home screen, you can just swipe down. It will bring down your standard settings with your quick panel widgets up at the top. Diving back into settings, you have a lot of personalizations to truly customize your device. You can go through with colors, your animation on the fingerprint. your horizon light as well. Going back into those display settings, multiple options. Going into screen display, you can actually show front camera or hide the front facing camera. Moving along, there's special features. One I really like, quick launch here, where if you unlock the device and press and hold, let's say we want to add something like an app or compose an email, go into my apps. Let's do that. Why not go into the Google Play Store for one of them? So now when I lock the device and I set my finger down, I just press and hold, and it will bring up those shortcuts completely customizable to my liking. And if I go to add a new note, I can do so. So really cool. There's a ton of different functions, a full list of apps to quickly go into shortcuts. This saves a lot of time. You don't have to unlock, go into your app drawer, or go to a certain page. It's very snappy. Others include split screen, the shelf, work-life balance, and more. And diving into system settings, there's gestures and motions. Let's go to allow. There we go. Screen off gesture, swipe down with 3 fingers to take a screenshot. That worked as it should, as you can tell. Raise to wake, and a group of others. Just wanted to dive through this to show how the skin does add a lot of useful features on top of Android. Can't forget to try out these cases. We do have a bumper sandstone case, which is OnePlus's sandstone signature texture that they had with the original OnePlus device. And then you have the Glacier Matte Case Gray, which actually looks really cool. Let's open them up. Here they are side by side. This one is very unique. On the inside, very soft feel here. This is the Glacier Matte, designed by OnePlus. Still has a similar sandstone texture to the back, has kind of these vents to it as well. And here's our standard sandstone case. Also says designed by OnePlus. Let's slap our phone in there, and it does actually cover up just about everything. The buttons on both sides are covered. Obviously has the cutouts everywhere. And the Glacier Matte, which is a little bit different because it has the buttons are actually still exposed, so you can still kind of feel and hold the sides of the device and press the actual buttons. So a little bit different than the other one. Obviously a much different style on the back, but both pretty cool. Some nice texture, adds a lot of grip to the phone. But anyways, that's everything I want to talk about for now with the OnePlus 10T. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think, especially with this device starting at $649, and you get that latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor. Also, be sure to subscribe. A lot more videos coming soon. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.